South Korea, Singapore, and Vietnam are examples of countries that acted early and effectively to contain the coronavirus outbreak by shuttering businesses, implementing widespread testing, and tracing people exposed to the virus. As a result, economists say, these nations are having the most success reopening their economies.
If that's in place, that as you reopen the economy, you actually can foster confidence, because among the unknowns here are the way that consumers are going to respond to a gradual reopening.
Advanced countries in Asia, Europe, and North America have engaged in massive relief efforts to compensate businesses and workers for the loss of income during economic shutdowns. Countries like Germany have kept unemployment relatively low by reimbursing companies to keep idle workers on the payroll. In the United States, which is experiencing massive job losses, worker benefits are channeled through unemployment programs. But gaps in these programs have left many Americans increasingly dependent on food assistance. Developing countries struggling with widespread poverty before the pandemic have been hit especially hard by the steep decline in global exports and world tourism. Warning of a hunger pandemic, the United Nations has appealed for nearly $7 billion in humanitarian aid to help those most at risk.
Humanitarian aid is not just a moral imperative. It is a practical necessity to combat the virus. If COVID-19 wreaks havoc in the poorest places, we are all at risk.
Despite a growing need for economic assistance, fiscal conservatives are increasingly resistant to boosting U.S. government debt that already has ballooned by the trillions of dollars since the pandemic began. They warn that runaway spending will necessitate tax increases and austerity measures that will slow economic growth for years to come.
If we see that people are not going back to work, then there's going to be need for further assistance. And at that point, you start to get fatigue is one of the things that you'll hear mentioned.
But until a coronavirus vaccine or reliable treatment is developed, economists say it remains difficult to forecast how long or how severe the economic downturn will be. And they warn reopening businesses too early could prolong the crisis. Brian Padden, VOA News, Washington.